Kody Brown's ex's lawyer up, fear his screwing them over in sister-wives property battle. She thinks about screwing me over all the time, exclaims Kody about one ex as both Meri and Janelle feel he's up to no good as their battle over the Coyote Pass property, which the polygamist family planned to live on together before splitting, rages on. While Kody Brown is no longer with sister wives Janelle, Meri, or Christina, he remains tied to two of them for reasons that are all of his own doing. On Sunday's new hour of the TLC series, both Janelle and Meri expressed their frustrations with Kody, as the uncertainty over the plot of land the Brown family purchased back in 2018 continued to be a point of contention between them. The family purchased the giant lot dubbed Coyote Pass in 2018, and it was meant to be a compound for Kody, his 4 wives and their children, with each wife getting their own home and parcel of land. But in the years since, Christine split from the plural marriage and sold her piece of the pie to Kody&Robyn. Both Janelle and Meri were the next to leave Kody, though they still remain invested in the property. On Sunday, Janelle said both she and Meri were completely in the dark when it came to what was happening with the land, despite Meri sending an email to them all saying they needed to have a conversation about Coyote Pass. The lack of movement on the situation had them both reaching out to lawyers, getting ready to use them if necessary. There was an email once from Kody saying he and Robyn have been talking to the right people and Meri and I are like, who are the right people? That was when I knew I had to for sure get a lawyer because I just felt like something was going on, said Janelle. Tell me what you wanna do. If you want to keep all 14 acres, then buy me out, added Meri, before Kody was seen meeting with a real estate agent admitting he didn't think any of them would ever live there and it was time to sell. He also said he didn't have that kind of money to buy either of his exes out of the property. So they're nagging me, which is great because I just got 2 ex-wives who were total nags, now nagging still, he said in a confessional. Responding to his nag diss, Meri said, I guess the thing is, since he had decided he was already out of the relationship and since he never loved me anyway, I think any communication at all would be considered a nag. I don't know what's going on. He could be talking to somebody from selling it. He could potentially be talking to someone about selling it out from underneath us, speculated Janelle. I don't know because he's not communicating. She said her plan was to get a lawyer who's not emotionally involved in the situation to go with Kody&Robyn with a proposal. Speaking with the realtor, Kody, however, said he already had a breakdown in mind. 2 paid for an entire lot myself. When we sell, I'm going to divide the money 4 ways. My wife, me and the 2 exes, he said. I think they're worried about whether I'm going to be fair or not because divorce takes away all the trust. But I will. Of Janelle speculating something below the board could be happening, Kody added, No, she thinks about screwing me over all the time. If Janelle could come after me over alimony and child support and or anything, she'd do it. She's got nothing but, oh God, how can I FK him? He also explained why he was dragging his feet regarding the property. You left me here holding the bag and I just don't know what to do with it. And neither does Robyn, he said. My natural nature is like, I can't decide, so I'll just wait longer. But then Meri and Janelle are waiting and they're getting grumpy. If we can figure out this whole situation in a calm and kind way, then awesome, Meri said toward the end of the hour. But if it starts looking like it's not going to go that way, I will do what I need to do. I'm not gonna be walked over. A preview for next week, meanwhile, showed her saying to Janelle, it's really unfortunate that it's come to this. Sister wives Meri Brown details the family finances and why they didn't benefit her child Leon. Though sister wives Meri Brown brought home the bacon for then-husband Kody Brown and his wives, she revealed on the series' January 19th episode that she didn't necessarily get to enjoy her riches. Forget love, Sister Wives star Meri Brown has questions about how the family finances were divided. Because while the founder of Liz's Heritage in very much contributed to the accounts she once shared with husband Kody Brown and his other wives Janelle Brown, Christine Brown and Robyn Brown, she didn't exactly reap the rewards. Those family funds that I helped with went to kids' college, went to property, she recounted in a chat with pal Jen Sullivan on the TLC series' January 19th episode. It went to everything. Well, almost everything. Because, as Meri then revealed, she shelled out the money for her only child, Leon Brown, to attend Utah's Westminster College, and she was also the driving force behind Leon's car payments. I really don't know how much of the family fund actually paid for other kids' school or cars. Meri acknowledged of the other 17 children she shared with Kody and her fellow sister wives, but I know that my kiddo's school was not taken care of from the family fund. At least she got a few cocktails out of the deal. We had 18 kids to take care of, Kody stressed in his own confessional from the episode, calling the disagreement water under the bridge. I don't even want to discuss it. Noting that Meri can do all the complaining about whatever happened that she wants, he then referenced the debate that occurred when they were moving into the homes they once shared on a Las Vegas cul-de-sac, insisting she still got her wet bar. Though, as Meri noted, this wasn't a case of her having champagne dreams on a beer budget. I wanted a wet bar, she acknowledged. What's wrong with me having a wet bar in my house? I'm the one who made the payments on that house anyway. And it's not as if the entrepreneur couldn't bankroll her own lifestyle, she insisted, it's more that she shouldn't have had to do it alone. As she explained it, I wanted to have a man that would take care of things and take care of me as well. Most importantly, she wanted a man who wouldn't dream of shorting her out of what was rightfully hers. Because Meri's discussion of the family finances stemmed from her and Jen's larger conversation about what would happen to Coyote Pass, the 14-acre parcel of land the family purchased in Arizona with plans of building their dream compound. His whole big thing then was I would get 2 acres, Meri explained of Kody's intentions with the land. His like, well, you don't need as much because you don't have as many kids. But with Kody and his sole remaining wife Robyn making plans to sell the acreage, both Meri and Janelle were eager to recoup what was rightfully theirs. When Christine ended her 27-year marriage to Kody in 2021, there was no way I wanted to be tied to him in any way, shape or form, she explained. So she cut a deal, saying, I'm going to keep the money from the house. I'm going to give you all my rights to Coyote Pass. However, their payout was largely dependent on whether Kody would prove to be a wolf in sheep's clothing. The way it's titled, if we were to sell it right now, Meri would get compensated for like 1.5 acres of the whole 14, Janelle detailed during the January 19th episode. This whole conversation really hinges on Kody. He's the one that is on all the titles. The big question, she continued, was, are you going to show up and divide these fairly? What are we doing? Because he's very wishy-washy. He says something, then you don't hear from him forever. Like, I don't know. There's no reassurance that he's going to be kind. And all signs point to Kody not feeling particularly generous, with the patriarch cracking in the episode, I've just got 2 ex-wives who are total nags now nagging still. Which is why both Janelle and Meri had done the work of consulting lawyers. I put a lot into this marriage emotionally, financially, personally, Meri detailed. I didn't get anything out of it as far as like alimony or whatever. And I'm not looking for that. What she was after, she continued, was to recover what was rightfully hers from the cost of the property, saying, I think it's fair that I walk away with that at least. And while she leaves Kody and their life in Arizona in the rearview, she's giving an unvarnished look at their decades together. See what she and her fellow sister wives have shared so far this season. Meri says Kody gave her hope for their marriage. Kody Brown insisted he was ready to divide himself from first wife Meri Brown shortly after their 1990 vows. But he led me to believe that he would work on things by saying, oh Meri, when we move to Flagstaff, this will be a good time to have a new beginning for us, Meri shared in the September 15th premiere, referencing their 2018 move. Like he led me to believe those things. This is what he's done for many, many years. Her main gripe, she shared, is his lack of communication and how he really felt and what he really wanted or what he really didn't want and the story that he's been telling for all these years. And while Kody acknowledged that there may have been mixed messages, it was only because as he started to work on things, I'm like, why would I do this? He explained. I would not court and date her now. Either way, Meri's friends were thrilled when she finally pulled the plug in early 2023. They're like, okay, we're here for you, we're supporting you. And it's about damn time, she confessed. Blinders off, she now feels that he had been trying to get her to walk away for years by insisting he didn't love her, because if he can push me out and I leave, he's not the bad guy because he didn't walk away. Kody wanted to sell Coyote Pass. Years after the family purchased the 14-acre plot of land they planned to build on in Flagstaff, Arizona, Kody confessed in the season premiere that he was ready to let the dream wither. Unable to build without paying off the full $820,000 price tag, which the family reportedly did in 2023, he told remaining wife Robyn Brown, "I'd almost rather scrap it or sell it and then just start again somewhere else." As for Robyn, "I can't talk about that," she responded. "That is so not where I'm at." Janelle left Kody for this reason. While second wife Janelle Brown previously told E! News, "We just kind of started to grow apart." Ultimately it was Kody's lapses as a parent to some of their kids that pushed her to leave. "The big spark for me was when his relationship broke down with my children and he didn't seem like he would move heaven and earth to fix it," explained the mom to Logan Brown, Madison Brownbrush, Hunter Brown, Garrison Brown, Gabriel Brown, and Savannah Brown. "And I thought, okay, that was what was really holding me here." Even when Kody broached the idea of reconciling in the November 3rd episode, it was a non-negotiable for Janelle. "I don't know how I would ever reconcile with him and have him not have a relationship with my kids," she said. "No, I'm going to always choose my kids." Kody feels he's been excommunicated from his own family. That was the explanation Kody gave for not working harder to mend the rifts he was experiencing with several of his adult children. "I don't fit in the family anymore," he griped in the September 15th episode. Noting he was still fully married to Robyn and parenting their 5 kids together, Dayton Brown, Aurora Brown, Brianna Brown, Solomon Brown, and Oriella Brown, he added, "And then I have some relationship with some of the other kids and it's infrequent. And so I'm like, what do I do with all of this? It doesn't feel like a family." Robyn and Kody's marriage was on shaky ground. Despite being truly monogamous for the first time in their 14-year union, "We're probably doing the worst we've ever done in our marriage," Robyn confessed in the season 19 premiere. "It's been tough between us. He doesn't know who to blame, himself or one of the other wives. Kody's feeling a lot of rejection and so I think he's kind of looking at me going, 'Are you going to reject me too?' As a result," she revealed, "I'm on my toes. I'm having to consistently make sure that he is not sabotaging our relationship. The hardest part," she summed up, "there's no resource to help with the idea that I'm still married to a man who's going through divorces." Kody, meanwhile, was having a crisis of confidence, sharing, "I can't look myself in the mirror and say, 'Hey, dude, I love you.'" For Robyn, it was a struggle to watch her former sister wives embrace their new era. "They're all moving on," she noted in the October 27th episode. "I feel like the idiot that got left behind. Maddie isn't speaking to her dad." Add Janelle's eldest daughter Madison to the list of kids Kody doesn't currently have a relationship with. "I know that Maddie has not had any conversations with her dad," Janelle explained during the premiere. "He's not called, she's not called him, and she doesn't have any relationship with Robyn. She's pretty much written them both off." At issue, said Janelle, is Kody having a half-hearted relationship with Maddie's kids Axel, Evangeline, and Josephine. She doesn't really want him to have any contact unless he can commit to it. As a result, Janelle shared in the September 22nd episode, Kody did sort of cut off communication with Maddie and her husband Caleb Brush, whose sister was married to Kody's brother, when the family started to really dissolve. With Kody not visiting or calling, Maddie has been mama bear to the extreme, added Janelle. She has felt like until he can be consistent and show up and not be dramatic that she feels like it's probably better if they don't know about him. And while Robyn noted she's been encouraging Kody to reach out and mend things, she said, "I think the kids should be doing the same thing, too." For now, though, Kody doesn't seem ready to repair the rift, griping that every time he spoke to his daughter, it was a fish for gossip and I got tired of it. Janelle threatened legal action against Kody. Though she was undecided on if she'd like to build on Coyote Pass or simply sell it off, Janelle noted that step one was paying off the Arizona property. And with Kody unwilling to talk to her about the situation, "I think I'm going to have to lawyer up," she confessed to former sister wife Christine Brown in the September 22nd episode. "Because I think that's the only way I'm ever going to get any kind of decision out of him." And Janelle acknowledged that without a legal marriage to Kody, "I really have no legal rights to make any kind of claim on Kody's property." As she put it, "It's not like I'm just calling a lawyer and saying I need to divorce this person. No, it's really complicated because there's no legal marriage." Kody supposedly divulged private information to his other wives. Kody's explanation for not talking with Janelle about their Arizona property is that he no longer trusted her. "We will pay off the property when the time comes," he insisted in a confessional during the September 22nd episode, "and I'm not giving you any details about what I'm doing or whatever because I'm tired of disclosing information that goes through the gossip mill of our broken family." A bit of a pot calling the kettle black, Janelle said in her own interview. "He leaks like a sieve," she shared. "He told me stuff about his other relationships and his other wives that I was like, I don't think you're supposed to be telling me that." Family money paid for Robyn's house. Back when the family's love was still multiplying rather than dividing, they used to pool their money into one pot. "We would use all the resources to help one person, then we would all rally to support the other person," Janelle explained on the September 22nd episode. "That's how it always worked until the last 10 years or so. And all of a sudden it's been about my estate and everyone needs their own estate." So when Robyn was in need of a home in Arizona, they all pitched in to buy her $1.65 million 5-bedroom spread, which was listed for sale this past August. "The intention was that it would be an asset for the family," said Robyn. But when Janelle suggested that they all put their names on the mortgage, she was rebuffed. Kody was like, No, we need to protect Robyn's estate," Janelle recalled. "So now that she's extricating herself from the family," continued Janelle, "she'd like her portion of the Coyote Pass proceeds and I'd like to recoup some of the money I put into Robyn's house. But that could be a tough sell. We were working together for so long," noted Robyn. And with Janelle saying she's owed money from them, Robyn added, "It's like, how do you calculate? How do you figure that out? It's so confusing." Janelle questioned how Kody handled the family money. Griping about the family's inability to pay off Coyote Pass, Janelle said Kody claimed to have all these other debts. And, yet, she's watched him snap up other assets like trailers and home decor. "I see all the art on their walls," she said of Robyn and Kody's home. "I see all these things. And that's fine, I have money and I've spent it on things, too." For his part, Kody said much of his cash went to buying cars, basically had a fleet, and insurance for the kids. And while Janelle acknowledged she wasn't sure how Kody and Robyn handled their finances, "I used to always be surprised at how nice her backyard was. It was completely finished. And there was always, stuff at her house. And I was like, wow. Bottom line," she said, "he doesn't prioritize what I need or what I want." And that issue eventually wore her down. "I think after a while, I began to see it, and my kids were getting very angry about it, like my adult children. Like, what the hell, Mom?" Robyn's take, however, was that she was very careful with her budget after her first marriage fell apart. "I used to be not so great with money," she shared during the September 22nd episode. "When I was young, I had hard knocks, and then I learned during my divorce really how to budget myself very, very well." As for her fellow sister wives, she said, "You just must have had a different priority of where your money was going to go than I did, that's all." Janelle and Christine see their kids as the core group of the family. At the moment, Janelle acknowledged in the September 22nd episode, while she and Christine, mom to Aspen Brown, Michael T. Brown-Padrone, Paydon Brown, Gwendolyn Brown, Isabel Brown, and Truly Brown, get together with their broods, there's no contact, really, with Meri or Robyn or Kody. "I don't really foresee that's going to change much." Kody thinks his wives leaving hurt his relationship with the kids. Calling their setup with 4 homes on one cul-de-sac during their stretch in Las Vegas the best time of my life, Kody said, "Everything was going along smoothly and Maddie and Caleb were around and it was great having them around. And I loved Caleb. He was definitely like family." But things started to fall apart in Arizona as they clashed over coronavirus-related precautions. Then when his marriages fell apart, he said, his bonds with the kids followed, "It just made all those relationships go sour." But Christine insisted there were issues well before she announced she was leaving in late 2021. "All the kids that were frustrated way before I left," she said on the September 22nd episode. "My leaving didn't change his kids' relationship with him. Kody can still fix his relationships with his children. Though it'll definitely take some work. I'm so angry about how I've been treated that I haven't gotten past that," Kody explained. "Here's the thing is I'm not willing to take blame for things that my wife or ex-wife is sitting there telling them that I did. I hope the time comes when the contempt will subside. We'll be able to find forgiveness and love again.